Hey, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. Welcome to the Broken Skull Sessions. Today, I sit down with my longtime friend, two-time WWE Hall of Famer, Kevin Nash. Damn, put it there. How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I appreciate you coming all the way out here in the middle of nowhere.
Only for you.
Hey, can't we just go ahead and pop one? Because I got notes
Yes.
here, but you and I have talked so many times. We've booked the territory so many times. I just want to keep this one a little bit on the loose side.
Yeah,
You good with that?
I'm
man.
good with that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Dude, how long has it been since we known each other? We met in 90 or 91?
90.
We was down in WCW. I'd got the call up from USWA. Dusty was interested in me. And for some reason, somehow, whatever happened, I guess she was part of the Master Blasters. We crossed paths. I think I said something to you. So you was so goddamn big back, you're still big, but back in the day, you was 330. And I said something to you or whatever. And we just kind of.
I think you said I was a drizzling.
Yeah, but dude, like we're all into lifting. And,
Oh, yeah, we were, yeah.
There's a bunch of rough ass guys back in the day, and for some reason,
that was a different era.
it was when you walked in that locker room. I mean, it was a little bit of a heads up.
Yeah.
So, but we hit it off, and man, when I look through the years at all the things that we've been through down there in WCW, I mean, we traveled together. I used to have an old Honda CRX, and that car was about as big as this beer can. And when I tell people that story, those cars are so small, they're like, well, how did Kevin fit in there? He's 7 feet. But dude, when you put the seat way back, you had plenty of leg room.
I drive a 05 Mustang. It's the same thing. People say to me, how the hell do you drive a 05 Mustang? Now, you couldn't put a Chihuahua behind me.
Yeah, but the thing about it was, when I pulled the CRX over and you got out and you kept getting out and you kept getting out and you were standing about that high over the car, that was when the fun started.
Yeah, no. I remember at one point, the deal was that I bought the beer and you bought the gas. That's the bitch got about 50 miles to the gallon.
Did.
I was getting killed on that deal.
I made out like a bandit on that deal. Man, when I look back at all the good times you and me had, but I look back into your life, when you were in college, I guess you were studying, you're a psychology major and a philosophy of education minor, correct?
Something like that.
Okay, but what were you going to do? Because it sounds good on paper, but I've known you forever. You're one of the smartest guys I know, but were you going to live a real life?
No. My goal in life was to never wear a tie. That was my goal in life, you know? If it's your funeral, I love you to death, I'll be there, but I won't have a tie on.
Right.
I just ain't wearing a tie.
So you're a tall guy, legit 6'10"?
Now, yeah, I'm pretty damn, since I got the knee replacement, I'm pretty damn close.
But you were 7?
6'11" and a half probably when I was like 17.
Okay, but long time basketball player, go to University of Tennessee. A little bit of an altercation there, but dude, you're playing college ball. Y'all make it to the Sweet 16, and then after that, you decide to head over to Europe and play in that league. How was European ball?
You know, I played in Germany. I would equate it to like playing Mid-American basketball.
Any money?
2.
But you're playing ball, you end up blowing your ACL out, and that kind of, okay, your basketball's done.
Yeah.
You join the U.S. Army.
Join the Army.
So what was the thought process behind that? I love respect,
Yeah.
but I mean, was it because you didn't know where to go, or
No,
you want to serve your
watched
country?
Stripes.
Both? Stripes.
I watched the movie Stripes. I said, this has got to be an option, right? So I watched Stripes, and I did 3 years over there. And I got out and came home and started working on the auto lines in Detroit.
So you go to the assembly line Ford Motor Company, and then you end up down in Atlanta. So you're at the Cheetah, all of a sudden, what? Did some guys come in there?
Yeah.
You're the big-ass bouncer, floor manager, and
Actually,
say, hey,
it was
you'd be
Wyndham.
great for the business.
Wyndham came
Barry
in there.
loved those clubs.
Oh, God. If it was
Arn
Sunday,
Anderson would say, Barry Windham, if he's got $1,000 in his back pocket, a good-looking woman, and he's wrestling at night in a cool car, he's happy as a clam. And I hit Barry Windham in the mouth so many times. I used to throw a left-handed clothesline, and every time we wrestled so much on TV for that world television title, And he never, ever cussed me out, had a come to Jesus meeting with me, gave me a receipt, and I deserve so many of them. That guy was so giving and generous to me. And he's one of, in his peak, one of the best.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Barry goes in. What happens?
He just says to me, he says, man, you're a big, good-looking guy. He says, man, you ought to get into this. I said, yeah, what are you making? He goes, I'm making a little over 3. I was like,
Yeah, maybe I do need to get into this.
okay. Like, yeah, okay. How do I do it? So, you know, they sent me down to Lovejoy to Jody Hamilton.
I'm going to spray beer before the show's over with. Yeah.
You know, so, you know, we broke in a different era.
Yeah.
So it's you go on a Saturday and you do 500 Hindus, 500 step-ups, run the ropes for 5 minutes, then they bring in 2 shooters to sugar you. You pay $1,500 to basically be just sodomized. And they know that nobody's coming back on Monday.
Yeah.
Well, I showed up on Monday. Dwayne Bruce is sitting there, he's on the phone, he's talking to Jody. And
Sarge.
he goes, you're not gonna believe this. He goes, we got one. And I can't hear what Jody says. I'm sure he's like, he goes, you're not gonna believe it either. He says, it's the big one. That big, that 345-pound guy came back. So,
The dude that we were trying to run off
Yeah.
came back.
like the last guy, like you know how the nepotism was back
Yeah.
then.
Oh.
Oh Jesus! If you weren't related or had something to book you, you weren't gonna work.
How long were you there? How long did it take you to acclimate to, hey, man, I mean, because you're a big dude. I'm guessing maybe because you were still young. How old were you when you were breaking in?
28.
Oh, dude, so you're on the backside
Yeah.
already. I was
yeah.
24, and that's kind of, middle.
Yeah, I was 28.
With the good footwork from basketball, I mean, were you a natural?
No.
How long were you there before they declared that you were ready for the ring?
About 9 months.
Okay, that's pretty good ways.
Yeah.
When I met you, you were part of the Master Blasters as a tag. And y'all doing all right. I thought you had a great look. And break up, one guy leaves, get you another partner, and he goes.
It was right around Christmas. And Steiner's are the champions. He didn't want to do a job for him.
What? Yeah. Anybody don't want to do the favors for the Steiners?
Dude, if it was real,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have lasted the 5 minutes they gave us.
Yeah, Steiner's most legit tag team ever.
Nobody would ever beat the Steiners.
No. If
Ever.
you're going to shoot the tag match, you're not going to
Never.
beat the Steiners.
Steiners are still undefeated.
So then you are the Master Blaster, because I want to get into Oz, but getting into the business, I mean, like I got in to be a pro wrestler. I mean, it was a thing for you to do it. I mean, did you just have any illusions of grandeur or aspirations? Hey, I want to be the world champ, or I don't think there was a Hall of Fame back in the day, but I mean, did you say, hey, I just want to be the biggest star in the history of the business?
And I've said this a couple of times. When you first break in, you're either I was pretty much the wheelman, and you just listen to the guys tell stories. And they'd say, damn, man, that Dutch Mantel's a good hand. That Black Bart, boy, he's a good hand. I just wanted somebody in a car ride someday, my name come up, and they didn't say, well, he was
Right.
that's all I wanted. I just wanted to be a good hand.
Yeah.
That's all you want.
Yeah.
You just want to be a journey. I mean, just have somebody's respect.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, you and me start traveling together.
Yep.
And they have bestowed upon you one of the greatest gimmicks of all time, Oz. Jesus, come on, man. I mean, when I came to WWE, they hit me, everybody knows, so the worst gimmicks in the history of the business. So you're 7 foot, you're 330, you're just a house. Coming out of a tag team, they see potential in you. Who comes up with this gimmick? Did you think of that?
No, God bless his soul. It was Dusty.
Oh, okay. So the vision is there. There's Dusty presenting the gimmick. How did he break this down to you?
Well,
because the biggest rib of this thing was the crate.
Ugh.
The crate was what, 4 foot by 4 foot or 3 by 3, whatever?
I'd say 4x3.
Okay, but we used to travel, Kevin and I'd always be down there. Or maybe I'd go fetch a rent-a-car, and Kevin was waiting on a wooden crate that he had to carry all this stuff in.
That cape weighed 100 pounds.
Yeah. So coming up young in the business, you know, and as you would evolve into Diesel, Big Daddy Cool, all of that, then to the Outsiders and to Big Sexy, and to me, really when you started honing yourself as you in the NWO. But when you get this gimmick bestowed upon you, I mean, like, what are you thinking? Hey, I'm a character now, or how did you root your logic as far as the work style? Because I watched some of those matches. You're still green, but what's in your head?
Kevin Sullivan looking across from me and saying,
Great Wizard.
they're paying you an extra 56,000. Take the money, Nash. Period.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're my manager. Just
Yeah.
shut up, take the money. And then when Dusty sold it, he sold it under the premise of like that movie Tron. So you had to get through like all these different guys to get to Oz. So I was going to be a attraction, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got booed out of the building. But the craziest thing, though, is to this day, and I love Dusty for it because, you know, at the end of Conan, when Conan's going to chop his head off, and it's Thulsa Doom, and Thulsa goes, "No, my son, if it wasn't for me, you know, like if it wasn't for," and that's kind of how I looked at it. Like, he gave me this albatross
Yeah.
to try to get out of. Then I switched me from that to Vinny Vegas.
Why was the switch?
Well, number one, yeah.
Well, man, they're capitalizing on your looks here, dude. You're a good-looking guy. I mean, you're not called Big Sexy and Big Daddy Cool for no reason. You're capitalizing on your looks here.
Yeah. And that was off of My Blue Heaven with
Okay.
Steve Martin. That was where that character came from.
I feel like this was a step closer to who you are.
Yeah. This is during the era when we're traveling, me, you, Brian, and Dundee, every show we're traveling together in Illumina. And I was working with Van Hammer. And you guys would, but every night you guys would pick my shit apart and help me. And it was nice because that was a great bunch of guys.
Yeah, first of all, it was a good car, but, you know, an honest car.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody
And
gets to blow smoke.
No, and that's the thing too, man, in this business. Like so many people, oh, no, you watch your match? Oh, yeah, I watched it. What'd I do? I don't know. So, you know, you guys are honest to me. And then out of the clear blue, Shawn Michaels saw that character and said, hey, do you think you'll come out and be my bodyguard? And the rest is history.
Before we go to WWE and you getting that call from, or, you know, whoever called you, travel story. I'll start it off. You can finish it.
Okay.
Chattanooga, Chevy Corsica, you and me, nobody else in the car, going around a curve.
24.
Go ahead, you got it?
We're in no hurry.
I'm riding shotgun, you're at the wheel.
We're in absolutely no hurry. And there's a pretty good curve coming up. All of a sudden you hear a little, I don't slow down. I just steer into it. And all of a sudden I just feel Steve's eyes like laser beams in the side of my head. He says, damn, Kev, you got a lot more confidence in this piece of what we used to call him back.
Box, you got a lot more confidence in this box than I do.
Slow the down. And it's just like, you can be called out for a lot of things in the business, but for being a driver by your bud, and we were stone sober.
Oh, absolutely. Shawn Michaels sees you as Vinny Vegas and says, hey, man, I could probably use this guy. Your contract was coming to an end. How did you get the call? Who called you? Shawn called him himself?
He talked to Robbie. Robbie Steiner called me, and he said, hey, I said, yeah. So we had Dalton, Georgia TV coming up, and Barry Windham was in the office. Me and Barry were buds. So Barry just got that 25th anniversary Bronco. It was that carmine red Bronco that they made.
Yeah.
He had just got that thing. We were driving to Dalton. I just looked out the window the whole time. Didn't say anything. And, you know, I'm always f***ing around and stuff. He goes, everything all right? I said, my wife told me she's leaving me if I don't get out of the fusiness. He goes, oh, that's f***ed up, man. So I said, yeah, I don't know what to do. He goes, well, just go talk to Holy. Get out of the business. I said, yeah, I'm just going back to Cheetah, man. You know, I'm just, this ain't working out. I walked in there with the release form. Holy didn't even look up. Walked around the corner. I went over right in WCW's office and faxed my release. By the time I got home, my answer machine had, they said, well, we're flying you up here tomorrow. And I flew up, met Vince, went to Albany that night, tripped Marty Giannetti. Sean went over. I'd done more in 6 hours in the WWE than I did in 6 years. And went out on Raw the next night as the insurance policy. And there it is, man. That tracksuit saw about 7 straight days.
Was it?
Oh, that's like, man, some of it smelled like kitty litter. Yeah.
Okay, so you go to WWE, and what do you think of Vince and your first in-person meeting? Because you fax a release, y'all start talking.
I knock on it, goes. That was when, what was his driver's name? Was it Carlo?
Yes, Carlo.
Carlos. Yeah, so Carlo brought me over there, and you go onto the.
When you're in Carlo's car, your UND car.
Yeah. And it's the car because there's an actual phone in the car.
Yeah.
Nobody had phones. So pull up to the McMansion and knock on the front door, and Vince opens the door with Zubaz and an Ico Pro rag top on.
Of course.
To me, it's just like, you're a baseball player, and you want your goal in life is to play for the Yankees, and George Steinbrenner opens the door, come on in! And I was just like, I'm in Vince McMahon's house.
Dude, you fit the bill with the height, the weight. He's a body guy, and he's a big guy. So all of a sudden, you're prime, and they didn't know what to do with you. He does.
Yep.
Did you get a sense of that? I mean, what was your impression of Vince McMahon, the man, back then when you first met him?
Well, number one, there's such an awe factor as being the wrestler. So anything that comes out of his mouth, it's like
Gospel.
Absolutely. It's like Thomas Edison's talking electricity to me.
Yeah.
So it's like, whatever you say, sir.
So you get brought in to be Sean's heater. Had you met Sean before?
Never.
Your first impressions?
Well, he walks up to me, and I'm kind of thinking he's a pretty boy and everything else, and he's like, hi, I'm Sean. All right. And he was like, when I met Sean, he was so self-loathing. In his mind, he was the best, but he knew he looked at me and said, see, if I had this frame, I'd be making $10 million.
Yeah.
But I don't have his frame. But I'll use him behind me so I can get heat, and I'll move up the ladder. And he was smart. He knew what the hell he was doing. Remember one time we were in the old Richmond Coliseum, and we were leaving, and I said, dude, you got to start believing in yourself. You know you're great. You just got to go out and do it every night. Quit beating yourself up. You brought me here, man. I hooked my wagon up to you, and let's do this.
You guys were very successful together. At the end of the day, at the end of the run with Sean, or now looking back, and obviously he learned some things from you and being a younger guy in the business. What's your takeaway from working with Sean? Or what did you learn from Sean?
He never took a dime off.
Well, was there anything about the way he carried himself? Maybe you saw a different side of Sean, but the side of Sean I always saw, a little bit cocky.
Yeah.
But he carried himself like a star.
He knew he was special.
Yeah.
He knew he was special.
Okay.
And he was.
And he is.
Yeah,
When the bell rings, I don't think there's anybody better.
No.
That's my,
There's some different style guys.
Well, I'm putting, Brett's exact same,
Yes.
just a little bit different. But it's,
Yeah.
Brett's, the gimmick is that, the best as was, ever will be. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But Sean could do anything. He just had that X factor.
Brett was Dean Martin. Sean was Frank Sinatra.
Because you can call it.
It wasn't like there's anything against Dean Martin. It's just he wasn't Frank. He didn't have an Oscar for Here to Eternity.
Let's talk about 1994. Vince gives you a call, or is it an in-person conversation when he says you're going over Backlund in 8 seconds?
I had just got done being the IC champion. I dropped it back to Scott at SummerSlam, and we went on a European tour. And I was working with Rikish. And we had like eight or 10 days in the UK, and then we did that horrible, that Austria, Germany, and we were drinking a lot of beer.
That is those loops.
Yeah, and the air conditioning went off in the bus. Wasn't quite this hot, but it was hot. See what I did there? But there was no water back in those days.
No.
The only thing that it was sitting there, and I said to myself, if the air conditioning just cut off, that means the refrigerator just cut off, which means those beers are going to skunk in probably about an hour and a half. So we got two things we can do. We can let them beers skunk. We can drink them some bitches. I'm drinking them. Bundy was on the bus, and he put his foot up on the refrigerator. He said, "Big man, I think you've had enough." I said, "You move that or you're going to lose it." So we rocked and rolled, and man, I went out there and just, had a stinker of a match. And I get out of the ring, and it just coincides with Tony Gurria saying, "Hey, when you get back, instead of going to Atlanta, you need to go up to Vince's house." I'm like, "Well, I fucked up so bad he wants to fire me in person."
That's a man.
Exactly. He ain't gonna FedEx me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna fire me in person.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, that's Vince gonna fire me. So of course Vince, gets busy. I fall asleep on his couch in his house. He walks in and looks at me and goes, "Damn, make yourself comfortable." I sit up, I'm like, he goes, "Come on, let's go by the pool." So we sit out there, and he said, "What do you think about me putting the belt on you?" Well, I said, I just had the IC belt." He goes, No. The World Championship." And now I'm waiting for the,
Yank the rug out front. Yeah, I'm ribbing
"You're
you.
fired."
Yeah.
And he says, "We're going to do it at the Garden. We're going to do it at a house show because we don't ever change anything up. I think it'll help bring attendance up because I think you're ready. I think you're ready for that spot right now. With the right people around you." He said, I think you can do it." So it was just like, okay. And it's just like, I flew home. And I was just like, wow. And then he flew me in early, a day early to New York, and put me up I think it was Sheridan on 56 or something like that. And I just remember walking the streets of New York by myself, and then I walked to the Garden. And you couldn't walk, WWE guys couldn't walk New York streets. Like we were we were pretty over, and they'd follow you and everything else. And I was just thinking so kind of got a little mini Pied Piper thing going there. Where I thought to myself maybe because I'm doubting this whole thing. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for this or not, but I'm not going to be the one that says no.
You can't be.
No.
And we always see people are getting pushed a little early, and it's like, they can't say no.
No.
You can't say no. Keep going.
Yeah. So my run started, and I started out of the chute either working with Backlund, which was like oil and sand, or Bundy, which was like working with a piano and sand. I couldn't do anything with Bundy. I couldn't pick him up. I couldn't do any of my moveset. Backlund wanted me to sunset flip him every night.
You sunset flip him?
Yeah. I've sunset flipped him in Sacramento. I didn't even get a foot through the curtain before Taker had me against the wall. If I ever see you sunset flip anyone in this building again, I'm hitting the ring.
I was going to ask you later if Undertaker ever had any words of wisdom for you. We'll get to that, but I want to go to some footage from the championship win, your first, with Bob Backlund at the Garden. Okay. And the interesting thing is, boot to the gut, nice power bomb, down, quick cover, hook the leg, solid count, good cadence. Big sell, a lot of excitement from Diesel. There's your trademark right fist up in the air. How special is this for you? The kid from Detroit who wasn't thinking about getting in pro wrestling, psychology major, Europe on the basketball loop, U.S. Army, strip club dude, and now you're the world champion. So, life-changing?
Oh, yeah. I've scored game-winning shots in big games and not get that rush.
Right.
Plus, it's a Garden.
Why the house show and not TV?
Because Vince, the house attendance was down because nothing ever happened at the house shows.
Yep.
So Vince figured, and the Garden was down. So he figured, we do something in the Garden.
They didn't see coming.
Now it's like, and then they just showed a clip on Superstars, and that was it.
Right.
And now it's like, you need to come out to the house shows because it's going down.
The companies were crossing paths. I was still down in WCW. You were WWE, and every now and then we'd cross paths somewhere in the United States, and we was on the road heavy. We'll get into road
Yes.
life in a little bit. So there were Denny's old buddies. We used to travel together, and I had been with you, watching you from Master Blaster to Oz to Vinny Vegas, and all of a sudden, man, I mean, we were the IC champ. I think we were the tag team champs. You were the world champ. But dude, all of a sudden, we crossed paths, and I was like, man, we were in the grind. We were in the trenches together, talking about, giving each other advice, wrestling in our hotel rooms. Hey, here's the story. We used to, how do we start this before we get back to you? You and I used to travel together, and we would stay in the worst hotels that we could find, the cheapest box hotels.
Yes.
Why did we do that? Because I don't remember.
We were driving one night, and you told me about when you broke in up in Memphis, and there was that hotel that it was like that everybody stayed at.
Yeah, Congress Inn.
Congress Inn.
Yeah.
So we were in Memphis, and I said, we need to stay at the Congress Inn. And we just did it as a rib. And then after that, we stayed like that Christmas tree inn outside of Knoxville. We were in Myrtle Beach. We were on the ocean, but we were looking at the parking lot, and the room had the windows with the levers, the air barely. I mean, we just picked. But the only thing that was embarrassing was all the top guys that come to the building at night, and it had those off beige Marriott towels, and me and you would have some, threadbare,
White.
just horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, like sandpaper, just these horrible towels.
Here's a story for you. We were still in WCW. I want to get back to you, but I got to tell a story just because, or get you to tell a story because it's you. But we used to always, we'd travel my CRX, or we get a rent-a-car, Corsica, this, that, whatever. But the one time it was like an upgrade for us, and we get a Mazda 929. And we thought that was like the coolest friggin' car in the world because that was like a luxury car to us. And at nighttime,
we would try to, and this is not like on an interstate.
not on the interstate, on the back road.
Back road, see if we could drive over 100 miles an hour with lights off. Because neither one of us had a future.
I was telling one of the guys that is a producer on the show that story, and he goes, "Why'd you guys do that?" And I was like, I don't know.
I'll give a Brian Pillman. Why not? Brian, how fast are we going? Who cares? I do.
Hey, let's go to a WrestleMania match with you and Undertaker. This is WrestleMania 12. This is Los Angeles. And this is my first WrestleMania. I just come in. I'm working with Savio Vega. We're jerking the curtain. So you could go out there with, the Phenom. And here's a little bit of footage from that match. Taker, I've been watching his entrances before you came. He could take 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long he needed to take, he would take to get to that ring. Always stayed in that character. First time I worked him, forgot everything I was supposed to do in a house show. Okay, here we go, big trade-off. Two Young Bucks back in.
Yep.
Send him in for a ride, boom. Crusher. Boom. Okay. Boom. Gut shot. Good house. Sold out. Good right hand. Double shot.
Double high boot.
Double high boot. Down.
Russian.
Okay. We're going to get there. All right, sends him in for the ride. Jack Dunn, referee. Boom, hit the ropes. Dude, you got to bend down so far to hit those freaking ropes. Well, nice power bomb. Cover him, big guy, cover him. You wasting time. Get on him.
He's going to kick out.
Oh, does you sign of disrespect there. Couple of nudges with the boot. You're going to piss the dead guy off. There he goes. You guys put in some time in this match, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't know this, but I get to the building,
Yeah.
and I said to him, I said, ready to rock it tonight? He goes, dude, it's on you. He got served papers from his first wife this day.
Really?
He just got served divorce papers.
Oh.
He was gone.
Wow. So here's a guy, the ultimate professional.
You can tell on my derby, I'm drinking some beers. I'm on my way out.
Are you?
Yeah, I've already given my notice.
Oh. Nice. Taker's always safe to work with.
Oh, God. He's the only guy. I mean,
Nice high-flying clothes.
Yeah. And I actually outweigh him in this match probably by 10, 15 pounds.
Yeah.
And you could get a
Tried to get up there for him.
I get an Allentown phone
Dude,
book
but here's the
underneath there.
thing with you, all your weight is your upper body.
Yeah.
You're like the human torso.
Yep. But when he scoops me up, man, I feel like a baby.
Dude, he ain't even drawing a breath of hard air. There you go. Nice.
I lay in that middle of the ring for about 5 minutes.
Did you? Nice.
I laid until Piper and Goldust came back. I passed them on if you watch the show, as they're fighting down through the gorilla, I pass them. They're telling me, get up. Get up. I'm like, what are you going to do? I've already quit.
Did you get goosebumps working with Taker, or did you know the was on working with him?
We'll see what...
The ultimate perfectionist, other than Sean or Brad, or, I mean, this guy's very, very high expectations.
I've never asked Mark this, so I would hate to jump to any conclusions, but the fact that he did get divorced shortly after this match, I want to think we did like a 23-day European trip before this, and we did casket matches. I mean, just had fun out there and just, you know, he said, thank you so much. He goes, it's been a while since I just got back to working without a net. He said, it just makes the day so much easier just to go out. He said, because he trusted me not to hurt him.
Right.
I trusted him not to hurt me, you know. And when you're working with Mark, you're on the bus with him. He's not going to let you get stupid hammered and go to the ring with him. And out of respect, you're not going to do that with Mark. It was so, I almost, when that trip was over, almost was just like, man, I got to stay. Like, this crew is so good. Because remember, a picture in the back of the bus, man. That was the business.
There's a picture that floats around on social media, particularly Instagram, and it's the back of a bus, and it's a crew that was into what we were doing. The business is such a brotherhood at its core. When you are all in, it is. But let's go to, so it's 96. Your time is coming to an end. Is your contract winding down? It expires, and all of a sudden you start talking back and forth with WCW?
Well, you had to give a 90-day notice. I thought, as good as I could write a letter to Vince explaining, all I'm saying, Vince, is I'm not allowing my contract to roll over. I didn't say I'm gone. I wanted to sit down. I said, because if he could have met what they were going to pay me, I was going to stay.
You didn't want to leave. You just wanted to.
See, people don't understand this, and it pisses me off to such a degree. I'm leaving. The last house show that we did at Madison Square Garden was a 300,000. It was the highest non-pay-per-view drawing house show. We built the Garden back. We did 109,000 my first Garden show with Hogan on top.
Wow.
And we're at 360 with us guys.
Yeah.
The guys in the back of that bus, we're at 360. But you know what the kicker was?
What?
I had a match in your house in Louisville, Kentucky with Brett. And that's when Taker pulls me underneath and Brett slides out. I just wanted to stick Brett and have him beat because Taker had Brett beat and I screwed him at the Rumble and flipped him off and walked away. So in order to tit for tat, I had to have Brett beat.
Yes.
Brett wouldn't take the finish. Vince caved on making Brett do the finish. And when he wouldn't do that for business, because that was what was right for business, that's when I said, F it. I'll take the money because you're not doing what's right.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. How hard was it to leave Vince? Because you bond so much with him and you learn so much from him and you're in the thick of it.
But I always knew that Brett was that guy that always had that in case of emergency break glass.
Brett was smart.
Oh, yes.
Very smart.
Brett, I mean, I'll never, I won't utter a bad word about Brett.
Yeah, he helped make me. Well, he made me.
Yeah. I mean, he made me.
Yeah.
He made sure I looked great.
Let's go to the curtain call. Well, let's play footage from a curtain call and then talk about it. Dude, I was at the curtain, short entrance to the garden.
Right.
I'm at the blue curtain watching. I think I was mid-card. And dude, you guys had formed a hell of a bond. You decided, hey man, was this spontaneous, planned out in advance? I mean, because
I can only say this on my dead mother's grave. It was not done with malice.
got you.
You know? Now, did we get caught up in the moment of the garden?
Yeah. Cheating off a crowd.
Imagine that. Imagine being Pavlov
From 109 to 360.
I'm awkwardly conditioned, and all of a sudden the bell rings, and I think I'm going to be fed. The people start screaming. You're like, "What do we do now?" Well, pick a corner. It's just. I sure as hell didn't do it to. I was already on my way out.
Right.
Yeah. What I want to do is Triple H. I want Triple H to get punished. That's what was it's just like, which he did. He got punished, but. And I was pissed at Shawn. He let it happen.
That Vince wouldn't meet what they were offering. You went down there and Scott to guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Scott goes down first. Let's go to some early footage from a Nitro.
You came out here last week. Where is it? The big surprise. I mean, I heard a lot of talk. But where's the walk? What? I'm here. Where is it?
There. Okay, here we go. Here's a stick.
Am I gonna have to live down this adjective again?
You've been sitting out here for 6 months running your mouth. This is where the big boys play, huh? Look at the adjective, play. We ain't here to play.
Okay, talk to me about this because this is when, this is a very short piece right there, but this is when I felt that you start coming into your own on the stick.
Because I was so used to Vince having my folder. It was
so?
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That I don't have to listen to anybody. I just have to go, what do you want, boss?
exactly.
And I'm done.
Yeah.
And I don't have that here.
Right.
I got a bunch of numbskulls. So they're just like, well, just come out and come up with something. So, of course, I say adjective, which I've
Adverb, technically,
yeah.
whatever. That's a small point or whatever.
Yeah.
But my point is, this is when, and that was a short promo, but now I feel like you're polished in your skill set, your psychology. Now, this is the promos that people are going to remember from you more so than Diesel, Vinny Vegas, or I don't know.
Because they're all now
You're not a gimmick now.
No, and the thing is too is it's so unrestricted
Freedom.
that now we're burying people.
That's easy to do. I mean, it's fun to do, and you have free reign to do.
And it's not business, but
Right.
it didn't matter because
Well, it is.
they were pushing us to the moon.
Right.
And Jody Hamilton sat in a meeting that way. All the baby faces after 3 weeks walked in there and wanted to quit. And Jody Hamilton sat there, God bless him, my mentor. He said, heat is like a hot air balloon. He says, you got to turn the fire on and you got to let it go. He said, and you got to let it go. He says, and it depends on where do you want it?
Yeah.
Where do you want the heat?
Yeah.
You want to shut the heat off right now?
Yeah.
You're at 60 feet. You ain't had this ever here.
Yeah.
People are throwing shit at these guys.
Yeah.
Let it go. The baby faces.
Right.
They're all on guaranteed cash. Nobody's losing money. And so we went up to Sting and Logan and said, you guys are making $750 a year?
What was your sense of Eric Bischoff as far as him leading the charge, helping you? Because you're going to get a booking run in what 98 or 99 or, but I know you're contributing because you've always. Anytime we were riding down the road, we always book a territory. That's what you do when you're riding down the road. You always book yourself on top, or figure yourself in very heavily. Were you already contributing ideas back then? And how on board was he with? I mean, sure he's on board. He hired you guys, but in for the full ride.
The biggest issue was, like, from a pop culture standpoint, like, nobody realized how huge West Coast rap was becoming, like it was huge. I said, everybody, like, the cross culture right now is rap. I said, rap is like modern poetry. So here I am, what am I, at that time, 36 years old? I got a bandana on backwards because I'm the closest thing we got to Tupac. I remember one night we went to the ring and there was like they were gonna send the whole company down. I said, we gotta have something. I said, can you get us some aluminum baseball bats? So Ellis rigged like a working one quick. And then we had the real one. So when I went down to the ring, I hit the steps with the real one. Crowd heard the noise. Scott hit the first guy coming in with the gimmick one through the ropes. He went down. Now it's two. Are you gonna go through the ropes with two guys back to back with aluminum baseball bats, knowing you got to bend over? No.
Here they come! Through the stands, through the people. We need to get them out of here right now. They just came from outside. They've got baseball bats in their hand. They've got baseball bats in their hand. And we've got security everywhere.
Oh, my goodness.
Is that it?
We are at war, Shamani, whether you like it or not, whether anybody likes it or not. Look at this right now. Those two men standing there mean business. We are at war. They have aluminum ball bats.
Ladies and gentlemen, never before have we seen or witnessed anything like this.
So we go off the air with the Charlotte police undoing their guns. It's real.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yeah.
So we're flying back that night, and Bischoff's just, and we're in the private, and he goes, we're going to put Vince out of business. We're going to put Vince out of business. And I said, phew. I said, dude, do you realize what happened tonight? I said, the perception that two guys from the WWE jump ship and are going to take over your company, the people believe that. They think two guys can beat 100. I said, no, you're not going to put him out of business. I said he'll sit back and watch. And Hogan said the same thing. That's what Vince did. Vince sat back and watched. And I won't forget the day of my life when Tyson came to that WrestleMania. And every WrestleMania match had a movie quality trailer in front of it. In case you hadn't been watching, you were caught up. This one, Kane was shooting fire. I mean, everybody, it was amazing. The next day I go to TV, and I just knew. Man. I mean, you watch something, if you're smart to the business. I walked by Sullivan, he said, feel that, Nash? Lotto got a little cold last night. He had an iceberg called WrestleMania. He knew. I knew. Anybody that was smart knew that. And all of a sudden it was 4-2 versus 4-6, 4-6 versus 4-2. All of a sudden it was like back and forth, and all of a sudden it was just like, and the Lakers have won 33 straight.
Man, yeah, listen, we're headed right into the Monday Night Wars, but this show airs in July, which is the iconic Bash at the Beach moment where we saw the formation of NWO. Hogan comes out,
Gentlemen,
cuts
if I could have your
just a
attention,
scathing
I
promo,
don't have police
10 out of 10.
protection with me at this time,
But you're looking for the
I wanna
third member.
confront You in front of this full house here at the Ocean Center and millions of others
This
across
is
the
setting the
country
stage
and around
for
the
what's to
world.
come.
I don't see three men
Dude, you're
here
big as a
tonight.
house.
Where is your partner?
You know Scheme Gene? Chico, you know too much already. All you need to know, little man, is he's here and he's ready.
How do we lose the court
Wait a
case?
minute.
He's not doing Razor Ramon.
Is your partner telling me that your third man is in the building?
Oh, he's here all right, Gene. Let me tell you something. We got enough to handle it right now, right here.
You're much more relaxed. You're you. Short promo, setting the table. Match in progress.
Hulkamania! Hulk Hogan is
Hogan's in shape. He's been bigger, but he looks like $1 million bucks.
building! You damn right he is! Go get him!
Hell, he's coming out to help his buddy Macho Man.
What are you
Right?
talking about? Who said
Unless,
is he? What are you
unless you
talking
listen to
about?
Bobby.
Yes, sir!
He goes into business for himself.
Whose side is he on?
If you would have been in
it's
the
a
ring,
no-brainer.
if you would have been in the ring, Scott's going, "Don't throw the ref out. We need the cover."
Oh!
And Hogan wonders why he's had like 35 back. Look how much he always was top rope dropping that thing.
Yeah,
He always got some. I mean,
that was a leg drop. Heard around the world. Sets the stage. Here you guys go off. He's the third member. Okay, dude, look at the cover here. Give me your take on the cover, because I was watching this with my guys before the show. I said, hey, man, that's disrespect.
yeah.
Am I right?
Well, the first thing you
Here we
gotta
go.
realize, brother, is this right here is the future of wrestling. You can call this the new world order of wrestling, brother.
Okay, tell me about the cover. It's.
I don't think there was ever any heat lost between those two.
But I mean, for some people, they don't even get this.
No.
But when you make a cover in that position, it's almost like, dude,
Yeah.
yeah, you know you're supposed to be here, and yeah, here I am with a little something extra.
Yeah.
Am I right? Because I was watching with my guys that said, what are you talking about? I said, dude, he's too high.
Way too high.
Yeah. So we're on the same page?
Yeah. To me, the
Okay.
only thing missing was a tongue depressor.
Okay, man, this moment has been discussed, dissected, celebrated all at the same time, because this is a unique point in the history of the wrestling business. Y'all go down there, by going down there, y'all have set the stage for the pay structure to completely change in the way the business works. And now, aligning with Hogan, boy, the New World Order, this is just so over the top. Boom, instant traction, money is being printed. Did y'all know that y'all was off to a hot streak?
No, it was.
Hogan turning heel at that level, it set it over the top.
Right.
Not everybody can do that.
I knew that when we went to NAPTI, and we had like a line for 4 hours signing, and we're wrestlers.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I've been in NAPTI before for 45 minutes. I've never been there for 4 hours. And they shut the line off. So I said, something's going on here.
How was it when you guys went down there? You started as the outsiders, as you and Scott, and it was cool and it was heavy, but you guys were the heels, different kind of heel that's been around for a while, right? And maybe almost harkens back to a little bit of Superstar,
Right.
but and different, more gray hair. So then Hogan jumps in, and now it's a different level. Because and then we're going to come up here. We're about to get into the Monday Night Wars, but dude, what are you thinking? Like when all of a sudden you're that hot, you just talked about the lines being filled. This is the hottest the business is about to ever be. Certainly the highest point you've ever been. Where's your head?
Because it's guaranteed money, whether I'm hurt or not. Like I know for the first time in my life, I'm going to be wealthy. You know, and to me, wealth is $3 million. If you have $3 million, you're wealthy. You're probably, unless you're an idiot. You know, I've never bought rims for, I've never bought wheels on any of my cars. Whatever comes stock. I mean, that's we're the same guys. We both drive Broncos. Mine's a '93. We're just those guys. We're not going to go through money.
Okay, the money's the money, and it was great money. But you, from a satisfaction standpoint of coming in, dude, this wasn't your first line of work that you had chosen, and now all of a sudden you're at the very top of a very tough industry, and you paid your dues along the way. I mean, talk about life on the road.
We lost 45, 50 guys
Right.
in between you and I on the Corsica not flipping and Monday Night Wars.
How many phone calls have you and I had where we said, dude, you and me are lucky to be here
Yeah,
because we made it?
yeah. I always drove. I knew that I had to get the guys 300 miles down the road. When you got to drive
You
yourself.
were the only guy, you, Billy Gunn, there was only a few guys. I was very selective of who could drive the car when I was in it.
Yeah. That was the same with me. That's one of the first things when I first started, like the first guy that kind of took me under his wing was Rick Rude. He was a man's man.
He was.
And I remember him saying to me, remember like Indiana has like 42 miles that all of a sudden you lose an hour. You're like, what? Yeah, it's central right here in this 4 counties. I started speeding up and he said, I was Vinny Vegas, and he said, Vin man?
Can I hit the punchline? 2 words?
Yep.
Arrive alive.
Always. And then the other one was from Michael Hayes when he said to me, we showed up like 7 minutes late. And then they just chastised us. And he said, hey, big man, can I talk to you for a minute? He said, if you're going to be late, be an hour and a half late. At that point, they're just glad you're not dead. I was just like, got it.
That's great advice.
Yeah, I remember one time me and Hunter were coming back to like Allentown, one of those towns, and I mean, we were on that Pennsylvania Turnpike. It was like, snow. It was horrible. Shouldn't have ran the show. And he said to me, he goes, what are we gonna do, man? I said, just shake your head in disbelief of the dismay of my out of controlness. And I kicked that door. Who the put this in place? Just rambled all the way down the locker room, walked in. He walked in behind me. He goes, that worked. It's like,
Hey, you guys started up NWO as a huge success, and we're going to the Monday Night Wars. But let's jump ahead before we get into the wars about DX. What were your thoughts when they kicked up? Because, I mean, obviously, this is the takeoff on NWO, and I always thought that DX was phenomenal. Great stuff, but more juvenile than NWO, whereas
Right.
you guys are more cool gray. But did you feel like, hey, man, they're doing what we're doing, or hey, more power to them? Or were they not like NWO to you?
anytime you go against the WWE, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to outproduce you. So they had that break it down with the fence and the
Yeah.
so
That was
immediately, yeah. So they had that Rage Against the Machine kind of
Girls,
feel.
yeah.
And when Vince decided to take the gloves off, Turner put in, standards and practices. Yeah. And Bischoff's in the back of a limo looking at me going, why can't we get people over? I said, because we don't have a guy in a town with Jenna Jameson that's a porn star.
When DX was running, did you guys ever correspond back and forth as far as spitballing ideas or helping each other with angles? Or because, it was kind of a thing that was NWO inspired, but you guys have a lot of history together.
I was so pissed when they came to Norfolk
And the tank.
So we're driving up, you know, and I just see a crowd of people, and I see some guy with a helmet on. I don't pay any attention to it. I get out there, and I go to the back of the truck, and your guy's show's starting, and it's Paul. I'm like,
I didn't sit him down there.
I'm like, oh my God. So now they're pounding on the door. Scott and I are on the other side of it trying to muscle this old man to open the door because we're going to walk out on
ready to
your
go.
TV.
Yeah.
Are you talking about, like,
It's war.
but I'm just saying, you think that curtain call would have been something? Imagine us coming out on USA TV?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I looked at Eric and I said, how is this not legendary? I said, this will make, like, news. This will be on the news.
Yeah, it will.
This will be on the news. No. Oh, because they're already beating us? Okay. Good. Never mind.
Wow. So did that quell your spirit?
Yeah. It's like the Wolf Pack. They separate us and they give us a Wolf Pack. We're way more over than Hogan's group, you know?
Was that infighting?
Oh,
Was
yeah.
that you wanting to be number one?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It was like one of those deals where nobody's writing TV, so if it was him versus me on a mic,
This is live, Mike.
on our man.
Let me digress. Let's take it
Okay.
back to Bill Goldberg, legendary undefeated streak, Starrcade, 1998. Dude, you're a big son of a bitch. Bill is a big son of a bitch. I mean,
Bill's 305 at the
oh,
in this
dude,
match.
he's like a bowling ball of just devastation. Okay, nice sell, pulling you up. Low blow to this testicular region. Send him in. I didn't like turnbuckles. Trying to get him up. Sidewalk slam. Boom. Cover. Kick out. Who's that? Referee Pee Wee Herman got? That's not. Different
No,
guy. That's
Mickey.
Mickey J. Good right hand by Bill. Sends you in for the ride. A little reversal. There goes Bill into the ropes. Bam. Come on, Bill. Here we go. Nice. With authority.
You're not
Hey,
gonna
brother,
go down,
you're going
I'll knock you
down. Yeah. Okay, we're getting close here. Send you in for the ride. Boom. Bill come up with some crazy ass kicks. Okay, there's a cattle prod to the heart. Cardiac arrest. Of course, the referee didn't see it. Here you come. Bill in a compromised state of physical being. Perfect time for, is it jackknife? What do you call it?
This powerbomb. but
Powerbomb.
I mean, people hated it.
Watch, watch. Dude, big one. Huge response. Huge response. As we would say in the business, with the roof off place. You got a nice sell job, completely physically exhausted. Referee's trying to hold your hand up. You can't. You got the belt. You are the champion. What do you think about the response? You got the job done. You're the champion. Did you book that?
No. No. Bill, you know, in his book says that I booked this and everything else. Kevin Nash books this. Kevin Nash sees this response. Does Kevin Nash do the finger poke of doom the next Monday night? Or do I run with that thing and make as much money as I possibly can? Because I know if I'm booking what's going to happen. And I'll beat him again and again.
It was the best time to be a fan of the business. And I just know that we were doing everything in our power. I was pushing the envelope, so was DX. Taker reinvented himself. Mick Foley was doing his thing. Rock was coming up. I mean, everybody was going crazy, and you guys just were killing it. But when you look back, where were you on that damn war?
I think the same way. And the thing was, it's like everybody did kind of lose that contact with the guys on the other team. You know, because it was balls to the wall. It was a war. And it was important when those ratings came out. But at that point, we made the first move, and then they would give your finishes because you guys were taped, which turned against them that night on the
Mick.
finger poke of doom because Mick went over. It'll never be that time again.
The intensity for 2 frickin' years. When you went to Monday Night Raw, we were working basically 6 nights a week, at the very least 5, sometimes 7. We never came off the road, and it was always about Monday Night Raw. And that's when you showed up, it's like, man, I wasn't really ever a part of creative. I would chip in once I got creative, and as Hunter has explained, a lot of times I wasn't very happy with it, but dude, we were trying to kick y'all's ass. I mean, and y'all was trying to kick our ass. And it was so intense, and it was such a shoot. I think the fans, were just, I think they loved it because, when you have 2 organizations competing to get the most numbers, it was the best time in the history of wrestling.
To me, it's like if you go in a sports analogy, when WCW became the #1 company, it equated to the '69 Mets. And then there was the Yankees. But the one thing I did tell Eric is the ship slowly sank and the cello player said, I'm not staying any longer. And the ship was sinking. I just looked at him, I said, one of these days you're gonna go work for Vince. I said, and you're gonna see what they have as far as from production wise and what they can do as opposed to what we have at this, looks like a used furniture storeroom. I said, and you're gonna actually be proud that you were able to pull anything off. I said, because this guy doesn't take defeat. We got such a head start on you guys, and he was still doing, like everybody was an occupation. And then after that, we just basically, it was like the zombie apocalypse. Like you guys were outside the house and we just had to try to keep you guys from coming in the windows. 83 weeks, we couldn't hold you anymore.
Yeah, man, as I looked at you guys, when it kind of started going to hell for you guys, I thought, I don't know what the disarray was, but it seemed like from what I was hearing, and dude, we was on the road, but it just seemed like, okay, they're starting to unravel. And then finally, we started winning, and then we kind of never looked back. And then Vince would end up buying that company. But when did you sense that things were starting to go south for WCW?
I had worked my way into like the hierarchy. And Eric and I are very good friends. And I watched the daily barrage from the other tower onto Eric. Like people don't realize, like they say, well, they're losing $15 million. Back in those days, the majority of the revenue that both companies made was pay-per-view. And WCW was structured that each pay-per-view we did was under Turner Home Entertainment. That money didn't go to WCW. It went to Turner Home Entertainment. So basically, we were a patsy. I mean, asset-wise, they were taking our biggest asset away from us.
Talk to me about that Time Warner AOL contract you signed, because that was the mother lode. If that was when it was invented, I don't know who was the first guy to get it. I'm assuming Hogan.
Yeah.
Okay, but you got the same contract. I don't know what the numbers were, but I mean,
I
that's
didn't-
guaranteed money, which was,
And I didn't get the creative control part.
okay.
I didn't get that.
Was that a learning thing, or did you were trying to get it?
I didn't care.
Right.
I just, to me, it's just like, if you're gonna pay me 2.5 and you're gonna misuse me, that's on you.
Right.
That's just poor business management. I think my biggest coup was I was making about 2.3, 2.4, I forget what it was, and they asked me to book. And I said,
They asked you.
yeah, they asked me if I'd book.
You didn't lobby.
No. Last thing I wanted was, and bear with me because people don't understand this, I don't think. It's just like, so you have Nitro coming on Monday. Tuesday, you have a Thunder. Okay? But you're doing a taped Thunder on Tuesday also, which means you have to write the next Monday to fit that Thunder. So you're writing 3 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. And you're writing that Tuesday to Thursday. In Atlanta, and I'm going home to Phoenix to see my family for a day and a half, and I'm going on the road. So I just told him, I said, And I'm not working. I'm getting paid good money.
Yeah.
But I just looked at him and I said, it's not enough. I need another $450. I didn't blink. We lived off my booking check and put the rest.
How stressful was that for you? Was it stressful? Because you're one of the guys, you're one of the boys,
Yeah.
but you weren't working?
No.
But talk to me about navigating the waters when all of a sudden you got your boys and you got your guys and you got some favors.
Well, you got Hulk. You got Hulk that
got
comes
Hulk.
in. You got Hulk that comes in at 5:35, looks at TV, and says, "Doesn't work for me, brother."
Yeah.
And not only do you have to rewrite and get everything approved by him, you have to retime 3 hours of a show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like,
3 hours of live TV don't just happen just like
no,
that.
you have 2:45 hard outs, and I mean, it's like there's a process to it. It's, it's not just go out there and hit the mat. And it's just like, I was just like, wow. I don't know how long I did it for, but I know when they brought Russo in, they're like, well, we're going to bring Russo in to book. I said, it's his. Like, it's all his.
What was the writing on the wall or the impetus, or did your contract expire around 2002, give or take, and you come up to
Well,
New York again?
what happened was,
Had you already been bought out? You took that money for a year, set out.
16, I think.
Yeah.
I think I got paid for 16 months.
When you guys came down to WWE, and by you guys, I'm talking about you, Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan, I sensed it was a weird vibe.
Nobody wanted us, number one.
100%. And I felt like you were more the outsiders now than you were when you were outsiders in WCW. It was cool, these guys are the outsiders. Here, I didn't sense any sense of welcoming. I didn't sense any synergy. I could have had synergy with you, but there was, it was weird. I just felt like you were trying to put a square peg in a round hole. That's my take of it. We went to WrestleMania 18. I worked with Scott Hall. You got taken away from too many interferences. But how did you feel when you came back after leaving Vince, setting the standard for people making more money, guaranteed money, changing the total pay structure of the business, coming back to the man that took a gamble on you, mentored you, gave you so many learnings? How was that coming back into the fold when this system has changed?
So when he turned around and said,
if anybody's gonna kill my creation, I'm gonna do it. Me. And the NW. Oh.
I had not, at that point, agreed to come in. Hulk did and Scott did, and he just thought that I was going to. He had Shane call me first. I talked to Shane. I said, I'm not interested in coming back. He said, why? I said, well, I got lied to on a payday. I just called him on it. Got off the phone, hung up, and my wife said to me, what are you doing? Did you tell me you're not going back? I said, nah. I said, you watch. I said, by noon tomorrow, there'll be a knock on the door. It'll be a FedEx. Okay. It's like when Patton is sitting there and he's fighting Rommel. It's like, Rommel, you magnificent son of a bitch, I read your book. And I knew. I said, man, my wife said to me, what's going to happen? I said, we're going to get f***ed. I said, we're basically the Confederate generals. It's like when the Civil War was over, I don't remember Grant saying, Lee, I got a spot for you. We just aren't going to hang you. We're going to give you a slow death.
Coming off that, and just as time progressed, things would turn into what they did. You had a couple singles matches. You would end up going to TNA. How did your departure from WWE go about and the entrance into TNA come about? And a little bit about that run, because you were there for more than a minute.
Like 9 years, I don't know.
Yeah.
I always thought one of the coolest characters in any movie was Sam Elliott in Roadhouse. I always wanted to wrestle Gray. I knew Vince would never let me. So I said, I'm going to wrestle Gray. And it pisses Vince off to the point of going gray. To the first time I went in the Hall of Fame, it was maybe 30 minutes before the event was about to start. And he said, he'll always call me Big D. Hey, Big D, you got a minute? I'm like, well, what's up, Vince? Yeah, it's not too late to dye that hair. So I said, Vince, man, I said, I'm going out like this, man. Like, he just never dug it. But, you know, we had a really good crew of guys down there.
Yeah.
From AJ and Samoa Joe and Daniels and Kazarian to, I mean, Angle, Booker, Sting. And we had
Why couldn't
talent.
the promotion be bigger than what it was? Because you just named off a bunch of badass workers, and particularly AJ.
You would watch Spike TV. All through TNA, they would run the MMA. There wasn't an ad for TNA wrestling ever on Spike. We did 2 5s with that Main Event Mafia.
Yeah.
That was 5 world champions.
Pretty good mix of guys right there.
Not bad.
Hell of a roster.
But you know what? It's like anything else. How were we beating the roster you guys had for 2 years?
Okay, but I don't think that's the case in point. It's just a fact about being there. What was the vibe down there? I mean, dude, by now you've had how many years in the business? 15, 20?
Yeah, I'm 20.
So you know what's up? What's the mental process now? Doing the job, staying safe, trying to get over it. Where are you at?
I'm driving 71 miles from my garage
Here we go.
to Universal Studios,
Yeah.
walking in at 5:30, doing a 6-man tag, going over the DoubleTree, having 2 medium rare burgers, a salad, and a bottle of Franciscan, and getting paid,
Keeps getting better.
getting paid $15K.
Hey, you're going to return to the WWE after a lengthy TNA run, 2011 Royal Rumble. Here we go with a little bit of footage from that illustrious event.
Told him at production, I said, shoot me putting on the glove, it's downhill from here. It's the only time I ever came back as Diesel right here.
Who came up with that trademark right hand?
Honest to God, when they gave me the black glove,
Yeah.
I did it from Mexico City, 68.
Really? Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It was always,
So it's a natural thing that had been done, and you just
it had,
okay,
but it was always,
it worked.
It was always an underground, you know.
But what? Okay, but that was inspired by that, but it wasn't a political statement.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, but that's where it come from.
That's where it came from.
Got you.
I just always thought that was such a absolutely iconic moment
Yeah.
in sports history. I said, well, they're making me wear this glove. See, I'm a lefty, so I got a right-handed glove. My whole life, I'm working this business. I'm throwing right hands. I'm a lefty.
Really?
That's what Scott would always say. You get in the ring with Nash, and he pulls back that left on.
So if you're gonna get to shoot fine, you're left-handed.
I'm left-handed.
Southpaw. God, I never knew that.
Yeah. Not that it matters at 62.
Let's talk about the Hall of Fame going in for the first time. Look at this handsome devil over here.
I always say that I look like Lee giving my acceptance of losing Gettysburg. My bad.
Dennis Miller on the set.
No, I mean, that was the other time, besides Backlund, that was the other time in my life that it was real.
It is right.
Yeah.
Because I remember being on the stage and they played this 4 or 5 minute commercial thing. And I was like, oh yeah, man, I really did some cool stuff. But when you're in it, you don't see what you're doing.
No.
You're just doing the job. So that now that you're out here on the big stage and you're going to the HOF for WWE, and you was just a dude who was a psych major in the Army and a European Basketball League on the assembly line at Ford Motor Company, and now you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Because it's been a hell of a damn ride, and you could have died along the way, but you didn't.
You couldn't have gave me a better tee off than that. So the next night, after this, we do the rundown with DX in San Francisco in front of about 82,000. And I'm on top of that ramp, and I'm looking down, and I see 80,000 plus people. And I know this is the last time in my life I'm going to see 80,000 people cheering for me. Hogan and them, I said, hey, we're not last. Slow the down. Walk it, baby. We ain't made an event. Like, that's nice and easy. Take this in. So we did the thing. Nobody got hurt in the ring. Everything worked out fine. The next day, and it couldn't have been a better ride home. It's 2, 2, and 2 up front. I'm sitting in 3C, Okerlund's in 3D, and Zbyszko's in the next one over. We board early, and Gene says he boards because he said he needs assistance. And he says, my friend here is going to help me. So we get in, start having vodkas. And Larry got, I think, buzzed before he did his Hall of Fame. And he's, he's saying, like, did I keep repeating myself? Did I keep it? And Gene just like, Larry, you were the drizzling and turned, and, that San Francisco man, when you take off, and it's like right over the ocean.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there, and I'm just playing back the Hall of Fame, hanging with my buddies, going out, seeing 80,000 people, having a drink with Gene. At this point, if that son of a bitch goes off the end and explodes,
I'm with you.
I'm good.
100%.
I'm good. I just hit a 500-yard tee shot at the Masters on TV. I'm the first one off the box. Like, I'm good.
How active are you now that you are where you are? Not a part of the scene. Do you call people? Do you offer advice? I've seen footage of you at the training center. Do you go down there often because you're in Florida? Well,
I mean,
I know you've always been interested in acting.
I think the COVID thing, it's good to see DiBiase. It's me, isn't it? The COVID thing threw everything off. I was working with the big guy that's with AJ.
Yeah.
I was working with him.
Big dude. Is he money?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's next for Kevin Nash? I know you love to act, or you're interested in acting, but what does the future hold for you?
I've got a movie coming out with Channing Tatum, and I got a nice role in it. It's tested really well. But the bottom line is, not because you said so, but it's very difficult at my size to get roles. A 2-shot with me is just, most actors aren't in the 2-shot. So it's just like, I understand. I love to act. Like right now, like Rob Zombie got the rights to The Munsters.
Saw that.
And I'd love to play Herman.
You've been good, Herman.
Well, the thing is too, there's a sensibility and a femininity in Herman Munster. That would be, if I had to pick like the perfect role that I've always wanted. I mean, I've always wanted to play. Everybody wanted to play Frankenstein, then De Niro did it and fucked everything up. But
Agreed.
Yeah, I've actually enjoyed going out on the weekends and sitting down and at a table, and there being a line of people with NWO shirts on, and some of them are 4, some are 8, some are 35, and to sit there and just talk to them, because we never get that chance to talk to. It's your fan base. It's the reason why I live the life I live, is these people have been loyal. They're like NASCAR. How many times you go up and down the road, you see a 2017 with a number 3 sticker on it?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
that's life, so I'm cool.
2-time WWE Hall of Famer, obviously going in just from a singles perspective, and then going in recently, a few months ago as we speak, as part of the NWO, a faction that completely changed the face of the business and changed the pay structure and revolutionized the business for everybody to follow. Looking back, dude, just sum up your career and everything that you've experienced and the legacy you leave behind. Is that good-looking young baby face in the middle? You don't like to put yourself over, but you go in for the second time.
Yeah, it's
you
pretty
know,
special.
And that was a game changer.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, too, like, no Botox.
No,
No
you're good.
Botox, none of that bullshit.
No.
I mean, so
Natural, as we like to say.
yeah. But I don't know, but did you get to have a last match?
19, but it was, when planned, dude, you and me spent the day at the gym together.
I know.
I talked about it on my biography. They kind of cut out the story. I was talking about you and me sitting on the recumbent bikes.
That scared shit out of
Yeah,
me.
it was a hairy moment. Yeah, so I didn't get a send off, but yeah, that was.
And
my
then
last
nor
match.
did I. And it's just like, and a lot of people say to me, it's just like, do you feel like you were cheated? Do you feel like, I'm like, after the run I had? No. I'm having a conversation with my buddy right now on a broken skull. I mean, it's like, no, we're still alive, dude. There's a lot of people that in this business after 30 plus years, this would be a home run. Just being alive and having a conversation. So I'm just like, no regrets. I'm gonna get right here, no regrets.
After putting in all the work, the bumps, the bruises, the travel, all the horse, yeah, it was a gravy train, biscuit wheels.
Yes.
But you put in the work, and you
Yep.
stayed alive.
I'll say this, that combination, that CRX didn't do too bad.
We did all right. Hey, cheers. I know you got your last swig of wine right there.
This is it.
I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin, sitting here with the two-time WWE Hall of Famer who come all the way up here to this hot-ass Nevada. Thank you for tuning in to a very special edition of the Broken Skull Sessions with my longtime friend, longtime travel partner, one of my best friends, and I can't say that about a whole lot of people, Kevin Nash. That's the bottom
appreciate
line,
that.
because I said so. Cheers.